first. You came all the way up here? That's awesome. You're paying yourself, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's see this. Publish the order.
This is to certify that the Air Force Commendation Medal, 3rd Oak Leaf Cluster, has been awarded to Technical Sergeant Isaiah M. Jackson for meritorious service 1 November 2018 to 25 November 2019. Technical Sergeant Isaiah M. Jackson distinguished himself by meritorious service as Flight Sergeant, 51st Security Forces Squadron, 51st Mission Support Group, 51st Fighter Wing, Osan Air Base, Republic of Korea. During this period, Sergeant Jackson managed 60 personnel in defense of Pacific Air Force's second busiest airfield, which includes the largest A-10 and F-16 fleets in the Indo-Pacific Command Theater. He secured 52 aircraft and 12.5 million gallons of fuel, which enabled 9,000 sorties. In addition, Sergeant Jackson took charge of the flight's training program by leading 56 training sessions encompassing 50 tasks and 98 exercise scenarios. His attention to detail resulted in a 93% average score and 9 exceptionally well-qualified airmen. Moreover, as a range safety officer, he led the flight's weapons sustainment program, overseeing 15 courses of instruction and instructing 60 airmen on 3 weapon systems. His efforts in validating 10 critical weapons qualifications ensured the effective employment of these weapons systems in support of the Base's Combined Defense Plan. Finally, as the flight leader of 4 wing operational readiness exercises, Sergeant Jackson validated the unit's ability to execute contingency operations by leading 147 defense forces to 42 scenarios, garnering 3 outstanding performers. The combined efforts of Sergeant Jackson directly contributed to the squadron earning the 2018 Pacific Air Force's Large Security Forces Unit of the Year award. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Jackson reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Attention order. This is certified that the Air Force Commendation Medal has been awarded to Staff Sergeant Sarah A. Orozco for meritorious service 1 July 2019 to 1 November 2020. Staff Sergeant Sarah A. Orozco distinguished herself by meritorious service while assigned to the A-21st Contingency Response Squadron, A-21st Contingency Response Group, 621st Contingency Response Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Staff Sergeant Orozco led the A-21st Contingency Response Group as head trainer, providing instruction on use of force, integrated defense, and active shooter training. She instructed 20 classes encompassing weapons tactics, rules of engagement, and close quarter combat movement, certifying 120 airmen for worldwide deployment. Furthermore, Sergeant Orozco coordinated tactical combat casualty care training, executing training plans with the 571st Mobility Support Advisory Squadron and the Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, instructing 32 hours of field care under fire. She certified 22 defenders with the National Association of Emergency Medical Technician accreditation. Moreover, Sergeant Orozco drove Security Forces Training and Standardization Management Internal Control 2-Set program, evaluating 47 line items, correcting 15 discrepancies, and ensuring 100% unit compliance. Finally, Sergeant Orozco managed 4 flight level exercises, enhancing the capabilities of 26 Security Forces members. She tested and evaluated their abilities to conduct convoy operations with weapon tactic and low light engagement, preparing them for austere environment deployments. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Orozco while serving her country reflect credit on herself and the United States Air Force.
Travis is the best!
Are you allowed?
Oh, I think.
Oh, stand for the part. He wants his face on camera. Yeah, publish the order.
This is certified that the Air Force Achievement Medal has been awarded to Staff Sergeant Rashad Elbridge for meritorious service from 1 April 2017 to 10 December 2020. Staff Sergeant Rashad Elbridge distinguished himself by meritorious service while assigned to the 821st Contingency Response Squadron, 821st Contingency Response Group, 621st Contingency Response Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Sergeant Rich excelled in providing personnel support to 187 airmen across 27 specialties. His dedication and attention to detail to the contingency operations mission during exercise turbo distribution accounted for 166 joint service members. His processes and procedures ensured 100% accountability through dynamic hostile scenarios, and his performance was lauded by United States Transportation Command. Furthermore, while deployed to Al Dhafar Air Force Base, Al Dhafar Air Base, Sergeant Rich assisted with the Dubai Air Show. During this time, he demonstrated bold professionalism as a leader, first responder to an incapacitated member, calling in medical support and ultimately saving the person's life. Finally, he stood up to the unit control center through 2 real-world events, accounting for all squadron members and ensuring critical information was expediently relayed to senior leaders and higher headquarters. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Rich reflect credit on himself and the United States Air Force.
I think some of y'all need to get a medal for reading those medals. Isaiah, that was like the 3rd verse. You know, we're still going. So, congrats, and kind of just reminds me all the turnover that's happening. And so, thank you for what you do. And I know we're saying a few farewells today. We'll hold to the end, but it's always good to hear those and hear about, hear the accomplishments read out. So thanks everyone for coming. I know we're getting more and more every week. So those out in virtual land, please come by, say hi, join us on a Friday. So I'll just open it up real quick if anybody has any announcements. I know someone's probably got something. Come up here if you're going to say something, by the way. I might call on one of you too to do an announcement. Macho, you got something?
No.
Who wants to volunteer to talk about just like quick, maybe 921s, JRTC? We had a few folks out there want to give a quick how it went, training, etc. And
hi everyone, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Neefel. In case you haven't had the chance to meet me, you'll get the chance to meet me this next week at Night Fury. I'm looking forward to it. I had the chance to go out with a 921 previously with Green Flag Little Rock and JRTC, and I got to know most of the people there and what their jobs were and all the equipment and everything, how it all fits together and what the friction points are. And I'm looking to do the same with all of you. So this coming week, as I'm going through my Cree Commander upgrade, I'll be stopping whenever I have a chance to ask you guys about your job. It's not a test. I'm literally just asking what you guys do and how it all fits together for my own edification and just to get to know you guys a little bit better. So I thank you for the opportunity, and if there's anything I can do for you in the meantime to make your job a little easier, let me know, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see you all out there. Thank you.
all right, does anyone have any peer-to-peer? We're going to start doing peer-to-peer chips in terms of giving you the venue if you want to come up and say anything, but you don't necessarily have to get a chip and pass it off because of the COVID environment. But if anybody has anything, I'll open the floor to that. All right, I'm going to see if I can embarrass some people if they're here. Tech Sergeant Blair, Tech Sergeant Tarver, are you guys out there by chance? So I'm going to embarrass Bobby. Come on. I'll throw it.
Buddy!
What about, this is a special mention, but, so I'll start with the Halloween event. I think it was pretty awesome to see families out here. I'm gonna introduce Chief Val in a second, and I know we got to meet his family out at the Halloween event, but during COVID, I know usually we don't it's not that we don't appreciate it. I don't usually hand a coin to all the folks that, you know, set up, tear down, and organize a social event, but I will say it is probably more important now than it ever has been, and I would put it on par, certainly, as you've seen, Mission Airman Families are our 3 priorities in the wing. It was great to see families and to see the kids have a good time, and I know, you know, Cora and Sienna, my 2, they haven't been able to go out and experience, you know, the neighborhood. All the events have basically been canceled except for the drive-through AFRC thing, so I really appreciate you guys doing that. So Bobby won't let me coin him again because he's collecting coins, I think he said. Just kidding. But thanks for leading. Tech Sergeant Blair, Tech Sergeant Tarver, you know, grab these from Bobby. And then I wanted to also recognize Sergeant Idris, shout out if you're in the crowd, Senior Airman Garrett Smith, Senior Airman George, and also Staff Sergeant Haggerty. So thanks for stepping in, hiding candy downstairs and re-hiding it for our kids and make it in a worthwhile event. All right, I'll give you these 2. So, and pass it on. Okay, and then Rod, are you out there? Maintenance? Anyone from maintenance to represent? So I want to give a shout out to him. He led the visit where we hosted Colonel Benwitz, our brand new wing vice commander, and also Mr. Hensky, our new wing director of staff. So we have a civilian director of staff who has a background, LRS squadron commander amongst many other things. So I just wanted to say thanks to him for leading a great visit. We embarrassed him on the 3D goggles and broke the ice, and good questions, and thanks for the folks that could be there. There's no maintainers in the crowd? Okay, I'm gonna find Rod. Chelsea, you sit by Rod.
Oh, I don't know. Don't do this.
I'm throwing it to you.
Oh, man.
We're gonna buy beer for everyone.
Here we go. Get it? Yeah!
The DFC can catch. Okay, good. I noticed that if I keep the coin and I tell you guys to come get them, you never do. So I have to give it to somebody. All right. Chief Val, come up here. So I know that we had a senior NCO huddle that you were able to come to. So a few of you have met Chief Val, but we've got a chief in the seat. So I know you guys are burning questions, mentorship, and everything else you needed from your CEN. So now's the time to schedule your appointments. But no, we want to welcome you. So met your family at the Halloween event. Shannon, Aurelia, I said it right? 5 years old,
Good.
and then Dominic is 1. And he comes from Travis. He hails from Travis. He's been here years before, and then went to Edwards. What I thought was cool is down at the Edwards Test Squadron, he's got the B-21 Raider is their main effort right now, but their squadron morphs based on what they're testing. So F-35s previously, heavy F-35s, and then transition into the B-21. Almost a complete change out of most of the personnel. So you're up to speed. I know we've talked behind closed doors, if you will, and up to speed in all the different personnel and things we run into in the command team. So more than confident that he'll be an asset. And just really excited to have you here, your family here. Thank you, Shannon. You know, thanks in advance. And I'm excited that you're excited to be here. And that we met at Senior Bell's retirement, and I know that you've been looking at this position, and we're welcoming you in the seat. So let's give him a warm welcome.
Yeah!
You pretty much covered it all. Was at Edwards, was at Travis prior, and went down to Edwards, been back to Travis, so spent my entire career in lovely California. Not a stranger to deployments, deployed over 20 times, 2,000 days on the road back in the C5 squadron, and C-17s and KC-10s. So maintenance by trade, sorry, another maintainer, I apologize. But I've been in 26 years, super happy to be here, not only because my family's here, but because I want to be part of this team, part of this mission. So I definitely want to get out and meet every single one of you guys. Show me what the hell you do. Give me your problems. I'll try to fix what I can. I told the senior NCO, like, these stripes are not mine, dude. These are for you guys. You guys need a wall knocked down or something to take care of a finance or something else. That's what that's for. It's not for me. It's for you guys. So please, while I'm in the seat, use, abuse, talk to me. Always open door. I'm gone for the next 14 days. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. So think of something to ask me in the next 14 days. But when I get back, load me up, man. I'm ready for it. So looking forward to meeting y'all, and happy to be here. Yeah. Thanks.
All right, last chance if anyone has anything before we go into farewells. Should I do what Honda does and ask if you have anything? All right. All right, so I've got a few farewells. Jose Cardoza, Senior Airman Segura, they snuck out. I know they've got some stuff going on and couldn't be here for an actual Howl, but wanted to recognize them. If you didn't know, Jose's going off to Dover to go back to fly. So he's excited for that. Spent 3 years with us, and I know he's been knocking it out of the park and really keeping the whole squadron on the rails with all that he does in training. Airman Segura, I hope someone, you know, he's been in my office, and I have always appreciated him for, sorry, you'll know why I'm laughing in about 10 minutes. Airman Segura, appreciated him because he ran, I want to say it's called the Airmen's Council. I don't think it's taken flight quite completely, but I really look for, you know, pass it down, those out in virtual land, really look for someone to step into that seat. And I know he would gather the airmen and get their inputs, and he had a direct line to me to come in and brief what was going on. So I think that's great to be able to have, you know, a peer group, get folks together, lean on them, and then get that information to the commander, right? Not through 100 lines of bureaucracy, but just get it to the commander and be able to speak candidly about airman issues. So I appreciated him for that and what he's done for CR. And let me go ahead and close out a round of applause for those two. Woo! We've got Alyssa here in person, so we'll bring you up and embarrass you a little bit. So I'll save my remarks for last, but if anybody has anything they want to chime in, I know you probably said personal goodbyes and whatnot on the side, but please, this is the time if you got something.
This is for Sergeant Zorko. That's how you really pronounce her last name. I just want to say thank you. For those of you guys who don't know her, she's the silent killer down there. Her and me, that's one thing we have in common. We're the only people, I think, in the squadron who can beat the LT and PT. we
Prove it.
Together. But hey, thank you for stepping up to the plate. Anytime we had training, she was always the one leading it. She would never back down. She made training great. She made everything great for DOF. But she's an asset that we're going to lose. But she's going to be around with the 349. She's heading over to that squadron. Thank you very much. This girl has taken the punches literally from our flight, and she's rolled with it and did it with a smile. Thank you. We're going to miss you.
Anyone else? Embarrassing stories you guys ever taken up on? All right, so I just wanted to say, appreciate everything you've done for the unit. I know Sergeant Camacho kind of reiterated that, but I'm really excited to see where you're headed. So staying local, 349th, doing reserves, but also going back to school to get your degree. So you've already got a bachelor's, and she's getting her master's now in psychology and counseling. So there can be anything more excited about to hear, you know, it's one thing, I always want to retain talent in the Air Force, but it sounds like you got a great plan, and we'll be in touch. I'm curious how that goes. But I want to take a minute to talk about development and professional development and what it means to transition. So I encourage you all, if you're ever in that seat, to reach out to airmen, you know, like Alyssa here, to previous airmen that we've had in the unit, and see how they take advantage of the benefits. So in your case, GI Bill, stipend, you know, you get a BAH that covers the local area. You know, in this area it's upwards of $3,300. And it pays for the school. And then we talked about how the school you're going to, remind me, is it Dominion? What's the name of it? Dominican in San Rafael. So that's a yellow ribbon program that actually covers the rest of your costs. So you're basically sitting pretty well, you know, maybe a part-time job, maybe some savings, maybe a small loan. But I couldn't be prouder of, you know, you taking care of knowing the benefits and taking advantage of them, and look forward to seeing you back serving the community with that degree. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. So it's never fun saying bye to folks, but thanks so much for all you do. Oh yeah, sorry. COVID, it's my fault.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to end my active duty career here. It's been a cool ride, very different. Like I told the commander yesterday, super awesome leadership across the board, DOF, all the way to the top. Like, so glad to have the LT, Sergeant Camacho, actually look out for me. I think that's pretty rare in a security forces squadron, so I think it was awesome to experience that here, and great training, and yeah, it's gonna be hard to find better coworkers than you guys, so appreciate y'all.
Alright, is that all we got? Okay, so we have a special guest. Try to guess who this is.
Hellhound! Lead the right!